Hello and welcome back. I am the One-Eyed Crow, and we're here for another MetaZoo news update for March 20th through the 27th. But first, please let me beg for subscribers. Please subscribe if you have not already. I would like to start out by saying I made a mistake last week. I mentioned that in order to qualify for the Casters Cup, you needed to be at a sanctioned event, and the casual events did not count as a sanctioned event. I was incorrect. I misread what the post was about. It was actually saying that casual games would not net you any points, but they do count as sanctioned events to get you into the Casters Cup. So I want to say thank you to the Bartnickies for pointing that out to me last week. I apologize that it took me so long to get this correction out there, but I want to make sure that I'm giving you the correct information as I do these videos. So please, if I make a mistake, point it out to me and I'll make sure it gets addressed in the next video. Now this week for updates was actually a pretty quiet week, and I assume that's because we're going into the release of Wilderness this Thursday. On March 21st, it was announced that MetaZoo will be at Spookala, which is a horror convention in Florida. It's going to be running between May 13th and the 15th, so it's a 3-day convention. And from what I could figure out online, tickets are going to be somewhere between $20 and $30 for the event, and the expected attendance based on last year's attendance is about 500 people. Going forward to March 23rd, we got a look at the Blister pack for Wilderness. So this is the first time we're seeing that Blister pack. The promo card for the Wilderness Blister Pack is a Cumberland Dragon, and we see a purple coin for the Blister Pack, which has the Cumberland Dragon and the logo there. Moving forward to March 24th, it was announced that the Wilderness sketch cards are ready, and to reach out to your favorite artists for availability on those. So this update getting out on the 28th. It's likely that this is too far gone, but just in case, if you have somebody that you want to reach out to for an artist, reach out to them, see if they have any sketch cards available if you're interested. On March 27th, there was a reminder about the Instagram giveaway. And to enter the Instagram giveaway, all you need to do is like and share the post to your story. You need to share a picture of yourself and your collection planting a tree or doing some gardening, something wilderness related. And you need to tag MetaZoo Games in your photo. So if you're interested in that, head over to the MetaZoo_Games Instagram to get more details on that and enter that giveaway. They'll be giving away 10 booster boxes to 10 people. As we look to the MetaZoo Hour this week, which took place on Sunday, March 27th around 5 p.m., so very abnormal time for these MetaZoo Hours this time, it feels like. One of the questions was around first edition in big box stores like Walmart or Target, and do we still expect to see it in April? And the answer to that was actually kind of surprising to me. It's that Wilderness in Walmart will actually be first edition. This is actually different than what I remember hearing before, that the big box stores would only have second edition. And it was mentioned that moving forward, it won't be second edition at these big box stores, but specifically labeled collaborations like we've been seeing with World Poker Tour, Channel Fireball, Revive, etc. So it seems like they've changed up their approach a bit with the big box stores, and they actually specifically mention in this something that I haven't heard of before, a 7-Eleven blister with 7-Eleven cards in them. So it sounds like not only are there going to be promos for Walmart, Target, but also 7-Eleven. It was also mentioned at the MetaZoo Hour that we will get UFO spoiler packs at San Diego Comic-Con. So if you're looking forward to UFO and want to get some spoilers, go to that. There was another confirmation that tarot cards will be released sometime around the time of Seance, so we can be looking forward to tarot cards around this fall. There's always a lot of questions at these MetaZoo Hours. I like to choose some of the bigger announcements and bring those to you, some of the more interesting things. Some of the questions are a little more personal to Mike, some of them are a bit of a throwaway kind of questions in my opinion. If you'd like to get a full rundown of the MetaZoo Hour, you can go over to metazoohq.com and they will have a full collection of the questions from today's MetaZoo Hour. At the time that I'm recording this, Jody has actually gotten today's MetaZoo Hour up on the website, so check that out. And with Wilderness releasing this week, I thought it would be nice to just have a recap of the Wilderness stuff that's coming out on Thursday, so we can get a reminder of what some of the stuff coming out is going to look like, what's included in some of these boxes. First off, we have my favorite is the Spellbook. I think it's a great way to get a handful of packs at a decent price without having to buy a full booster box. I imagine this is where a lot of the community is going to go to get their cards if they don't want to spend $100, $140 on a booster box. And in the spell books, you have a plastic mat, you have a promo card, sleeves, you have a token, and you have 10 packs of cards. The promo card is very similar to the other sets. It's called the Wilderness promo card. It has an image of some of the big beasties you'll find in this set, and it's holographic. It's a beautiful card. And goes really well with the Cryptid Nation and the Nightfall promos from those spellbooks. Sleeves in this set, really nice green Cumberland Dragon, you got Bigfoot, you got Unicorn on there, so some of the big players in this set. So I'm really looking forward to the spellbooks. I know if I'm going to be looking for a few cards here and there towards the end of my Masters set, I'm more likely to buy a couple spellbooks and see what I get from those than I am a booster box, and do those in smaller iterations. We have the theme decks, so there's 5 theme decks. And for those theme decks, Paul Bunyan has been confirmed, Father Time, Cumberland Dragon, and we've gotten a look at the inside of the Nita Black Bear box and saw the promo in there, the coin. It actually is a red coin in that box. So we have 5 new theme decks coming out on top of the ones that were released for Cryptid Nation and Nightfall. We have the release event decks, and those will have 3 packs in each of those. Those will have a promo, a rule book, and they will have a themed deck of cards in those. If you haven't opened those, each release event box isn't the same. They're the same on the outside, but the inside can contain one of a few different deck of cards within the box. So if you're into those, it's a great way to get a starting set of cards as well, and 3 packs of cards for a little cheaper, about half the price to a third of the price of the spellbooks, depending on how popular those release event decks end up being. We have the blister packs, which were announced this week, which is 1 pack of cards with a Cumberland Dragon promo card and a purple coin. Those are going to go for probably around $5, seems to be the starting price on those. And again, depending on popularity, those might be higher or lower. For example, the Nightfall ones back in December were selling for around $12. Which is only a few months after the Nightfall set came out. And lastly, we have the booster boxes, which obviously are a box of 36 packs. This is the most economical way to buy your cards if you can afford it. If you can afford dropping, $125, $140 on a booster box to get your packs. It's still early on, trying to figure out what that chase card's going to be. I assume Bigfoot's going to be a big player, Cumberland Dragon likely a big player. There's a lot of dragons in this set, and I think honestly those are probably going to be what people gravitate towards. So I'm excited to see where this set goes, what becomes popular, and I already know a few from the set that I know I'm going to be looking for. I do wonder how popular those are going to be though. Now, I've seen a few of these opened on YouTube already. They don't actually have box toppers like I had originally thought. When they had talked about store releases of Wilderness product in the past, similar to the Walmart boxes, there was mention of box toppers for that. So I had assumed that the Wilderness booster boxes were going to have box toppers. It does not seem to be the case. So it seems like we're going the Nightfall route, where something like a Old Scratch is going to be included in the set. And I don't believe we have confirmation on what that is or what we're going to be chasing. If you do know, please leave it in the comments below, because I would be curious to get more information on that. But that's definitely something I'm going to be keeping an eye out for. And lastly, on the Wilderness updates, Rudy just had his sale of these on Friday, and I'm going to be honest, it was a little slow selling for what I'm used to for a Rudy sale, but it was also one of his biggest releases for MetaZoo yet. He sold somewhere along the lines of 1,400 kits, and those kits included 2 of everything except for the theme decks because they were delayed. So they have 2 booster boxes, 2 spell books, 2 event decks, 2 blister packs, 2 mats, 1 Wilderness themed and 1 CN2 themed that he couldn't get in the last kit, and his promo card. And this time around, the promo card is a Bigfoot based promo card. It was also mentioned, and I got this information from Ted's Basement, that 30% of the sales were first-time MetaZoo purchasers. So 30% of those 1,400 kits were for first-time purchasers of MetaZoo products. So we're expanding to Rudy's patrons that haven't been buying MetaZoo in the past, which is really great to see. 30% is a lot. And if you're interested in the Rudy kits, keep an eye on his Patreon for spots to open up. I was lucky enough for CN2 that the week before he put up the post saying, hey, I have some extra CN2 kits left over that I held back in case there were some issues. Does anyone want them? I was able to get in and get a kit. So keep an eye on that if you're interested. It's $15 a month, which, you know, if you're not going to be purchasing regularly, I get is a lot, but it's worth it to be able to get some of these promos. And these promos typically go for $200 right out of the gate. So the values, I think, is there for the set. Everything is about the cost of what you can find it elsewhere. You are ending up paying about $150 for the promo card, but you know, I see the value in that. I see the growth in the previous Rudy cards and want to be a part of that. And that Rudy promo is actually really interesting because it's yet another Sasquatch card. We're seeing a number of Sasquatches being added to this set with Wilderness. So we're seeing Bigfoot, we're seeing Ohio Grassman, we're now seeing this Rudy card. So I can see the Sasquatch deck becoming very viable with this set. Would somebody actually put a Rudy promo in their deck? Maybe not, because of the value of that card is very high. You'd have to be kind of crazy to include that into your playing deck, but to each their own. So I'm really interested to see some of the new deck, the new meta that comes out of Wilderness. Well, that is all I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week.